Hey guys, it's Cryptic Gaming here today. I would like to discuss to you about a few things about this video and why it's so long and a few of the mistakes I made in the video. Few mistakes I make in the video, I can't pronounce a lot of the words, so I usually try to pronounce them or just skipped over them. So you guys know, you guys can talk trash in the comments, all you guys want, I will accept that. Oh my god, I can't read or do anything in the world right. So go ahead and trash talk me in the comments, please. I actually want to see that happen. In that, the other thing is I'm going to try to get voiceovers for each character. They're not going to sound very good. I don't think I might even do that or not, but we'll see about that. Well, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go, and I'll see you guys in the video.
What up, guys? It's Cryptic Gaming here. Today we'll be playing Trick and Treat. I've been having this game on my laptop for a very long time, and I've been wanting to sit down and play it. I heard it's a very interesting game, even though it's kind of kiddish and anime-ish, but I'm that kind of person, so I don't mind playing it whatsoever. So what I want you guys to do is go cook some popcorn fast, okay? Then I want you to sit down on whatever you're gonna sit down or lay on, and listen to this story campaign I have for you. I will not be able to do a lot of opinion talking in the story until the very end, to where I'm going to end the video. This series, I'll stop there. I really want to get into this. I'll put that in somewhere else. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Trick and treat, everybody. The sound of our steps, combined with that of an occasional nocturnal animal, is the only thing we can hear. It's terribly dark in this place. The dense vegetation makes it impossible to see the sky or light from the moon. Our flashlights are the only things that light up our way. At times like this, one begs not for the battery to run out. We walk without knowing what we are really looking for, or better said, for no reason. We are just a group of boys bored with our lives, trying to create a lasting memory on this night instead of just staying home doing nothing. Today is October 31st, All Hallows Eve, better known as Halloween. Three young men walk through a dark, but up until now, nothing special forest. Me being one of them. We're doing it to prove our courage. It's too bad there isn't a girl here to see how brave we are. Seeing that, one could say this is a meaningless effort. For a moment, I stopped to look at my watch. It's 1:49 a.m. That means we've been walking aimlessly for more than 2 hours now. I'm sure that many people would find a place like this terrifying. But once you get used to it, the fear disappears, making it feel like normal. What makes us afraid of the dark? Is it that we can't know what hides in it? What lurks in the shadows? But it is clearly an empty darkness. At the moment, I sigh, feeling how tired my legs are. What is the point of being here? Clearly, we had already demonstrated what we wanted. It would be best to return, I should tell them. I was about to speak, then suddenly the atmosphere in the forest becomes strange. Suddenly, a cold chill runs through my body. It was like any other chill, except it was not going away. For no reason, the air temperature dropped from 1 second to the other. So much so, my breath becomes visible, turning into mist. It doesn't end there. The air is now filled with a rotten smell. It's just a little short from being unbreathable. Images of worms and flies soon appear in my mind, giving me a really unpleasant feeling. We all stop at that moment. "What's happening?" I said. I asked, confused, while turning to look at my friends. By the expression on their faces, it was easy to know that they were just as lost as I was. It was then that I heard footsteps nearby that did not come from any of us. We all got dead quiet after that. I don't know if it was out of fear or to check if it was not a mistake, but we stayed motionless like statues without making a noise, just looking at each other's faces, wondering the same thing. What's happening? It's as if I could know. We heard the steps again. They clearly belong to a human, or at least to a large animal. But there is something strange about them. It sounds as if a person was dragging one foot. Just thinking about it makes me shiver. Damn! Why is this happening? It makes no sense, said the friend. We should have returned home before, but now it's too late to regret it, I said. I have the feeling that we're being stalked by someone. The strange footsteps stop, but I'm still feeling the presence nearby. I don't know where it is, but I know that it's looking at me. That cursed thing is looking at me. My heart is beating anxiously. It's almost as if my body was telling me to get out of there. But strangely, my friend seemed unable to perceive it.
It seems that it's gone. It must have been just an animal.
The friend said. I said one of them considered that we were safe. I would like to believe that too. We had a sign of relief. However, bad luck would come soon to strike us again. Unexpectedly, the forest becomes darker than before, just in a blink of an eye. But that wasn't the fault of the forest, but our flashlights which went out. Of the three, only one, mine, was still working.
What's going on? Did the batteries die?
Said the friend. Asked one of them, scared, while they both beat them desperately, as if that was going to revive them. I can't blame them. The idea of walking in the darkness was not pleasant for anyone. But after a few moments, we had no choice but to resign ourselves to that. Once more, the sound of our footsteps is heard, but the silence is different now. We're not quiet because we have nothing to say, but because we are afraid. We continue walking, despite the fear that invades us. Invisibility is almost zero, but we have no choice. In theory, we're walking back, looking for the exit, but I cannot remember anything of this forest. We could be walking in circles, and I would never notice it until it's too late. I hate the thought of it. I just want to get out of it. Suddenly, my thoughts are silent. We hear the footsteps of someone, or something. Once more, the three of us became statues, awaiting the presence to go. I hold my breath, while feeling my heart beating anxiously. Damn! Get away from here, and leave us alone, I said. footsteps are heard closer. This time, they do not disappear, but rather come at us. I can't stand it. Desperately, I move my flashlight everywhere, looking for the author of those footsteps, hoping for the light to reveal their identity or erase our fears. Nothing! 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 Is that all there is around here? Just empty air? I said. My anxiety grows with each failed attempt. I refuse to believe that it was a ghost. Suddenly, when I move the flashlight again, I see a silhouette. I should not distinguish what it was, but for a moment, the light revealed something. Quickly, I point to the same place, only to discover it was gone. I hold my breath anxiously. It was not an illusion. I am sure I saw something. It was then I hear something nearby. Without even thinking, I aim the light towards that place. I found leaves. I was paralyzed with an expression of disbelief on our faces. It is a white cat with eyes of an intense red, which stands before us. Her look, it's not the friendliest to say something. Somehow, I get the feeling it's a female cat. Suddenly, she lets out a thunderous meow that leaves us terrified. It sounds more like a lion roaring than a simple cat. The echo of her meow is heard throughout the forest, making it sound more sinister than it should be. It was then that suddenly an unexpected force hits us three. I fall to the ground, and little by little my eyelids close. The figure becomes unbearable. I lose consciousness on the ground on the forest without knowing what was going to happen with me. Interlude. Before night falls. It is a day like any other, so normal that it was almost painful. The only special thing that could be said about it is that it's October 31st. Fall were the memories when I was a kid. We went out with my friends to ask for some sweets house to house. Just remembering, it made me sign. I feel nostalgic. Some things were better when I was a child, or at least seemed like that. There were some who had good costumes, whether of superheroes or monsters. My friends and I, on the other hand, we had to use our imaginations. Creativity was our costume. You could say no matter how funny it could sound. I remember that my mother once painted my face red my face, and told me, "You will be the devil." But it seems only she saw it that way. When we went out from home to home, everyone said I was the tomato man. But those things didn't matter to me, since we always had a good time. If I asked for candy now, even if I had the best costume, I'm sure no one would give me anything. Except perhaps a scolding for acting like a child when I'm 17 years old. But anyway, I can't stay in the past. I must live in the present, no matter how little exciting it might be. Back to reality now. We are a group of friends who don't have any plans for today. We are still not old enough to go to the disco. And I doubt guys as us would have any luck in that environment. The other option was to go to the party, meet girls, have some fun. Everything perfect, except that nobody has invited us. Not being popular has its disadvantages.
Hey, Axel, let's have a couple matches. What do you say? The friend says.
My friend Steven called my attention while playing the game console. Brushed red, I believe that what's the game is called. As fast and quiet, complicated fighting game for me. We normally agreed to play with them. For some reason, I didn't feel in the mood. I have no desire to play now, I replied with discouragement. I almost feel bad for doing it.
Boring. The AI is no rival for me.
Steven said with confidence. That's you're playing on normal difficulty does not help your argument. I don't feel like losing, but if you don't want, you can challenge Alfred, I said, leading the attention to my other friend. I don't know how to play that, answered Alfred, doubting for a second. He is sitting behind the PC, but it seems that he isn't doing anything interesting. The screen only shows a lot of text. I think he is in Wikipedia? Hey, don't you have something more fun to do? I asked with discouragement, without even thinking about what he was reading. Alfred looked at me, surprised.
The actual problem with society is that people are not interested in discovering their history.
He's one of those pursued intellectuals who are like always looking for any rare information to appear smarter than everybody else.
When we forgot our past mistakes, we are doomed to repeat them.
He had added later.
Oh, what are you talking about? This village is small, and its story, it's not interesting at all. Nothing outside of the normal has ever happened in it.
Alfred laughs mockingly after hearing that. Your ignorance is worthy of praise. He pauses, filling his chest with pride.
The very fact is this small town is the reason it's full of mysteries. Did you know that 20 years ago, on this date, a man disappeared?
So, what about it? I asked, without being impressed, or even interested in the least. Things like that happen all the time in all places.
As I thought, you don't know the history despite living in this very place.
Alfred said, while adjusting his glasses like an ignorant jester.
There is a legend behind the disappearance. That is what I was reading.
After listening to him, I looked back at the computer screen with curiosity. It's when that I noticed it was not Wikipedia, but some other page.
Come on, read this. Learn a little.
Alfred said, inviting us to read what was on the screen. Both Steven and I moved closer to read it.
Town of Augsburg, country, 1994. I came to this town with only 4,000 inhabitants to support them in an investigation. Truth is that never in my life have I seen something this strange. I won't say your typical detective-ish nonsense, that I have seen thousands of strange things in my life. I've seen many crimes, yes, some difficult to solve, but all of them were human. Even if you don't know how they managed to perpetrate the crime, you know they are people like anyone else. In this case, I don't think I'm able to say the same thing. Truth is that I can't understand what happened. I was called for the disappearance of a man named Matthew Graham, 23 years, single. The last time he was seen, he was returning home from a Halloween party. He had drank alcohol, but still sober. Or, at least, that's what witnesses said. Anyway, this is something which can be explained with the simple drunknesses. He apparently got lost on the way home and decided to enter the forest called Oakwood. It had rained yesterday, so the ground was wet and muddy. We could easily find his trace, which were leading deep inside the forest. Apparently, he walked for 3 hours before stopping. I say stop, but the truth is, we don't know. The truck suddenly ended up in a clearing in the forest, and that's all. There was no evidence of struggle, no other trace, or a piece of clothing on the ground. There was no blood, no more footprints, anything else. The depth of his last footprints on the position they were indicated that he was still walking. At no point he stood still. It was as if he had vaporized into thin air, with all his clothes, in the middle of his walk. Obviously, I can't believe such a thing, but can't give another explanation. The only thing I remember is that near the footprints, it seemed a faint smell of rot. However, there were no animal corpses nearby. It is ridiculous to think he suddenly started to decay and become a murderer. In the end, the case was closed in just 3 days. With no evidence of any kind, we couldn't say anything but that he decided to escape from the village. However, while officially there was no more to do, I couldn't sleep in peace. Thinking about what could have happened to him took my sleep away. In my mind, I thought all sorts of theories. Like, maybe it was a plan developed by Matthew. But in the end, they all seemed impossible. I decided to investigate more on the issue. I searched the town for similar stories, and to my surprise I found 4 more, all young men. The story was almost the same. They walked into the forest alone, disappearing without a trace. Even more curious, that all of them disappeared on the same date, October 31st. But there's more. A detail that completely eliminates the possibility that there is a killer or kidnapper behind this. And that is that the separation of the years. Roger Bacon disappeared in 1924. Michael Smith disappeared in 1967. Jason Black disappeared in 1813. And worst of all, Oswald Taylor disappeared in 1707. It simply couldn't be possible. My curiosity led me to dig deeper. I thought that the answer may be in the past of the forest. It was then when I discovered that what seemed to be a simple and boring forest actually hid a great story. Before it was called Oakwood, or Oaks Forest, the place was called Witchwood. The word witch was huge similarity with witch. Taking it into consideration that in an old name and languages change over time, that indicates that it was the forest of witches. Apparently, more than 400 years ago, the people of the village believed witches lived in the woods. Unfortunately, almost all the information is already lost. There are more stories told in voice. Without a properly written record, I just know that with the change of religion to Christian, people stopped seeing the witches with good eyes and began to hunt them. Apparently, the last one before her death cast a curse on the forest, which even today should continue to exist. Anyway, obviously, I cannot accept that. Something like that has the answer. In the end, I have no other choice than accepting that each one of them escaped from the village, using the legend of the forest to make it look like it was something supernatural.
Interesting story. I didn't know that such a story was hidden in this town, I said, honestly surprised. Even if it was a lie, it managed to hold my interest.
Wait, there's something more.
Alfred said at the same time. He scrolls through the comments. He reads what's written there. A couple of comments call our attention. Both of them talk about some creature. At the same time, they felt a horrible fear for what could have happened to them. Well, the two comments share great similarities, but they could have been written by the same person. There are many others that deny it. Looks like many people went into the forest because of the legend, but couldn't find anything.
I thought you only read these things to look more cool before the girls.
Replied Stephen as a joke. Alfred giggles with a little shame.
Apparently, yes.
He admitted it. That was a secret everybody silently knew.
Well, well. Now we have an activity for tonight,
Stephen said with the same time he makes a face overflowing with enthusiasm. What? I asked, completely lost. I thought you were just killing time.
Simply, let's go to the forest.
Stephen replied without hesitation. He seemed really fascinated by the story.
Are you insane?
Said Alfred, unable to believe what he just heard. You only needed to look at his face to know he did not like the idea.
Despite everything you heard, you want to go?
Of course! It would be a test of courage among us three.
Replied Stephen, full of confidence, perhaps too much. You should relax a bit.
Don't tell me you're afraid.
No. Why should I be afraid? Answered Alfred. At the same time, he folds his arms, making a false gesture of security. It's more than obvious that you are afraid, Alfred. Almost as much when you have to talk with a girl.
And what about you, Exil? Don't tell me you won't come?
Suddenly, Stephen asked me at the same time, looking at me mockingly.
Don't tell me you want to be the chicken of the group.
I hate the tone of voice he used. I will never give you that, I said without thinking, showing a confident smile in the look.
Well, let's not say more. Take your coats, backpacks, flashlights, and some food. We're going to the forest,
Stephen said with full of energy. Yeah! We three said in unison, as if we were going to have some kind of private party, not really knowing what we were doing and what we were going to find. 2:13 a.m. I awake completely confused, not knowing how much time has passed. My head hurts like hell, but I can't blame it. Unfortunately, the pain goes away quickly. Soon, I come back to my senses. My flashlight is laying on the ground, shining towards the empty air. I immediately pick it up. It was only protection against darkness that surrounds me. Then, I remember that Stephen and Alfred were with me. Stephen! Alfred! Can you hear me? Without thinking, I screamed their names in the dark, while trying to find them with my flashlight, but there was no trace of them. They are gone. Where the hell are they? And what the heck just happened? I really don't understand anything. Shit. We should have stayed home. This is no proof of courage. We could be in danger. I have to find them. 2:19 a.m. A little time has passed since I started to look for my friends, and already I can't stand this place. I'm going crazy in this forest. The darkness that covers it, it's unnatural. It's a darkness that steals your own sanity, replacing it with anxiety. To make it worse, the air is damp and cold, as in winter, carrying a strong, rotten smell. As if there were corpses of animals hiding throughout the forest. The atmosphere is this place oppressive? With every step you take, it makes you more uncomfortable. Since I started to look for my friends, I felt that something is watching me. But there is nothing. I sighed. My voice full of frustration. I just want to get out of here. I continue walking, devoid of any hope. No matter where I look or how much I walk, I find nothing. I can't even hear the sounds of animals. Rather, it seems they are already dead or rotting. No, I have to calm myself, I said to myself. I stopped for a moment to rest. I breathed deeply. But the rotten air of this place does me no good. Immediately, I start to cough. As if I had something stuck in my throat. Shit! 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 What am I going to do? This cursed force seems endless. And even if by miracle I could escape, I can't abandon Stephen and Alfred. I really screwed up. Again, I sighed, feeling on the verge of tears. My frustration is building up, but I have to do my best to keep calm. If I fall into despair, then there is no doubt I will be joining the list of missing persons. In the end, I decided to keep walking. Step by step, I get somewhere. At least, I was convinced I was staying in the same place. I'm not doing any good. Even if it was only to deceive myself, feeling I am doing something, I want to continue walking. Time passes without any changes. Only the sounds of my footsteps can be heard, knowing that as soon as you stop, you will be surrounded by a dead silence. It's good instead of to keep walking, but my legs are already hurting. Suddenly, I hear a crack at my feet. Instantly, take a step back and look below to see what made that sound. What is this? I whispered to myself, surprised discovering that I had stepped on a small animal bone. I believe that was the form of an animal, although I did not rule out the possibility it belongs to a person. But for my own good, I prefer not to think about that. The expression of anguish is drawn to my face. It's best to ignore it. I have to keep walking. Suddenly, my flashlight reveals something. Without hesitation, I point towards there again. Only to realize, with a surprise, that is the white cat. The one from before, which made the awful meow. But this time, I find it laying on the ground. It appears to be fainted and it's wounded. But what should I do? Pick her up, ignore the cat. I'm gonna pick her up. It is best to continue without waking her. The cat is dangerous. It's her fault I ended up in this place, and my friends are missing. And if knowing that, for some strange reason, can't help but feel sorry for her. Even if it's unnatural, it's still an animal. but then bend down to see her closer. She's unconscious, and there's a thin line of blood coming from her mouth. I'm a real idiot, I said to myself at the time. I cleaned the blood from her mouth with a handkerchief that I had with me. Unfortunately, she doesn't wake up. I then close her mouth, making the appearance a little better. Now she seemed to be peacefully sleeping. After a long sigh, I picked her up carefully. I don't know what the powers of this cat are, but if she brought me here, maybe she could return me to my world. With her in my arms, I decided the best thing I can do is to continue walking. 2:31 a.m. Again, I found myself in the dark forest, walking aimlessly, only moving forward, but it didn't seem I was getting somewhere. In my arms, I carried the cat, which sleeps soundly. Come here. Here, you'll be safe. I suddenly stop. It was possibly easy to see the disbelief on my face at the moment. It's that voice again, I whispered to myself, with no one to listen to me. Shortly after I found the cat, a mysterious voice appeared in my mind. In the feminine voice, soft and gentle, as if it belonged to a princess from a fairy tale, but I can't trust it. I am really going crazy, or is it the force that doesn't make any sense? I don't know, but I don't like any of the two options. I feel that the cat moved in my arms. I look down at her confused, just to see she opens her red eyes suddenly. I become quiet at that instant. For a moment, the two stayed motionless, staring into the eyes of the other. The red eyes of the cat are disturbing to me, but also there is something fascinating about them, something that attracts me. I lose myself in her eyes, as if I'm hypnotized. Until suddenly she jumps with an intention of scratching my face. I reflexes of pushing her. At the same time, I jump back, turning my head to dodge her claws. I managed to dodge her attack, but in the process, I dropped my flashlight. I panicked, acted clumsily. The flashlight falls near me, lining up a tree in the vicinity. As soon as I left my hands, I remember how dense this abnormal darkness is. I quickly pick it up, not even thinking before taking action. And then light the place where the cat was, only to discover she had arched her body angrily, as if she feared an attack from me. Those red eyes stare at me, shining in the light of the flashlight as if they were jewels, reflecting a fearsome hatred and rejection towards me. My body freezes. After seeing them, I can't even think. The cat then lets out a thunderous meow, similar to the one before, but weaker. Although, not any less frightening. There is no doubt there is something wrong with the animal. It must be cursed. Everything is her fault. She must be some kind of evil spirit, a pet of the witches. I feel how panic seizes me. My heart beats quickly, begging me to do something. My mouth is dry, my forehead covered with cold sweat. What should I do? I'm gonna confront the cat. No, I should not despair. I have to calm down and think carefully about what I should do. With that in mind, I take a deep breath and look again at her. Soon the expression in my eyes changes from fear to courage. I realize it's only a cat. Without a doubt, a strange one. But my life isn't in actual danger. That isn't a tiger staring at me. It's a simple cat. Apparently, her only power was those weird meows. If she could kill me, she would have done it already. So, I wrote out that possibility. Her work must be transporting the next victim to this area of the forest. So unnatural and shady. After filling my lungs with air, I slowly walk towards the cat. The cat meows gets louder with every step, but I don't let them scare me. Saying that, I do not turn back. She shyly takes a step back. In my mind, at that image, the prey is now the hunter. I look at her directly with advancing. Little by little, her meows become weaker, as if she was losing strength. Then I suddenly jumped, take her in my hands. She hardly resists at all. Not so tough now, right? You look better like this. She is trembling in my hands. She looks so helpless that I almost feel like a villain. But you must not forget all she has done for me so far. It's her fault that I'm in this place. She brought me here. Then if I kill her, would it be possible to go back? For a moment, a grim idea crossed my mind. I had never killed an animal. Truth is that I can't be proud of myself doing such a thing. But if I do, maybe this legend could end here and now. Then, what should I do? Just keep her captured. It is only logical that the magic should die along with the cat. What should be my ticket back? If I kill her, everything would be over tonight, and the legend will come to an end. Confident is that for the best, I try to view in my mind. But no matter how hard I force myself to see it, in the end, I am unable to take the life of another living being. Even if it's a cursed cat serving a witch, I don't feel good killing her. I think I'm too nice for my own good. So, the only thing that remains is to keep her with me, hoping that sooner or later she allows me to escape. With nothing more to think about, I decide the best thing to do is to continue on my path. 2:41 a.m. It's been a few minutes since I captured the cat. Again, I find myself walking with her in my arms, led by the strange voice. How long has it been walking in this forest? Apparently, not enough to make me go mad, but it should be close.
Don't be afraid. Come with me. I will help you.
The voice sounds closer this time. It seems that I am going in the right direction. I don't fully resist it but it's the best I have. At last, at first glance, it seems a friendly voice. I completely focus on my way when I suddenly feel something bite me. Ugh, what the heck? I shout in pain, realizing that the cat bit my arm. Unfortunately, it wasn't a dangerous bite, but sure was painful. With my distraction, she takes a chance to jump from my arms, falling a few steps away from me. Quickly, I send my gaze upon her, furious, but soon something happens to make me forget about my anger. Suddenly, the cat covered in a bright light. So much it repels the unnatural darkness surrounding the forest, stealing my breath. Under the light, its figure gradually changes and it ceases to be a cat, becomes a human figure. No longer is there longer a cat in front of me, but a girl with an incredible beauty. I must really be going crazy. She has white hair and red eyes. She seems about my age. Other circumstances, I would ask her out without hesitation. Just thinking about it makes me laugh to myself. At the edge of madness, it seems some things about me will never change. She approaches me slowly towards me, one step at a time, with no fear. The girl then stares me in the eyes with a slightly irritated face. Her lips are moving. She seems to be saying something, but I'm unable to hear a sound. Are you trying to tell me something? I bibbled, still confused, with a face of disbelief which surely made me look stupid. The girl said, with a low voice. I do not understand what she is saying. What? I can't hear you well, I asked, still confused. Suddenly the girl pounced in a bad mood.
What's wrong with you? Are you deaf?
Finally, I heard her clearly, and just in time, because it seems her presence was about to end. Okay, now I hear you, I said, annoyed. All my astonishment from just a few seconds ago disappears when I see the arrogant attitude of this girl. At least now I don't think she'll, well, bite me, I hope. The girl then snorts with irritation.
What an annoying guy I had to find,
she said at the time. She places a hand on her hips, making a pensive face. Wait, you shouldn't speak ill of someone you have right before you. I was quick to respond. For a moment, I feel annoyed as the thought that I have to teach manners to the spirit, or whatever she is. A pity, so much beauty wasted on someone so ignorant. The girl let me out a snort of annoyance after hearing me.
I'm sorry. Bad habit that I can't quit.
She answers, without sounding very repentant, clearly a false apology. After talking, she diverts her gaze towards the surrounding as if she was bored. I see, I replied, annoyed. I just met her and I already feel I don't like her. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I must not forget who this girl is. She was the cat that started it all. Anyway, at least you could tell me why you attacked me and my friends, I asked shortly after acting some seriously. The greetings were over. It's time to get the important stuff. And why did you bite me? If you wasn't doing anything. But before I knew it, my lips move asking more questions. I can't lie, I was angry. When the girl then stares at my face, she blinks with curiosity before speaking.
Does it hurt, that wound?
She asked inconsiderately. Yes. I was quick to respond with annoyance. I didn't need to say more. Of course, it hurts me, silly cat. She looked at me in silence after a few seconds, until suddenly she approached me without any shyness or fear. One second thought. How could a simple human such as me scare a cat that turned into a person?
Show me your wound,
said the girl once she stood right in front of me. The presence makes me nervous. This girl seemed to not know what personal space is. As embarrassing as it sounds, I had never had a girl this close. If only it wasn't in a forest. I don't know why. I couldn't trust her, but strangely, something tells me that she's not in bad intentions. The girl is surrounded by a calm aura. Something pure, unlike anything else in this forest. In the end, reciting myself with a sign, I show her my arm with the bite. Immediately, the girl sets her sight on my wound.
Just only take a moment.
She says with a complicated confidence. Then she looks up into my eyes. Could you close your eyes? She asks. She blushes slightly. I'm surprised to see the embarrassed face she has, even just a little. Then a sign feeling something wasn't right, but there is nothing else I can do. Okay. I said something. I said, doing as she asked. I didn't know what to expect. For a moment, I thought she would get naked or something like that. Damn, those magazines. But what kind of magic could...
By the way, how do you know about me? Perhaps you're a sorcerer who has lived during these past centuries?
I'm sorry, guys. I did not figure out that it was not recording until now. So, if you did miss something... Okay, guys. So, I'm gonna sum up what you guys missed for what I was recording and did not notice it was not recording. So, I thought she was gonna get naked and stuff. But we started talking after that. And we started exchanging some kind of comments, and I started asking questions if she was accused of witchcraft. I have not got the answer for that, which is probably upcoming right now. And she also introduced herself, and her name is Ashley. So, I'm sorry guys, I did not realize that in time. I will make sure that will never happen again in this series. Let's go ahead and head right back into the story. But I must not forget, for even a second, that I am in this cursed forest. Ashley suddenly becomes silent. In plain sight, it was obvious she didn't take it well. She takes her time before responding. Yes, but that was a long time ago. Then she closes her eyes again in the exhale, emptying her lungs. She seemed to be recalling something painful. Just seeing her made me feel guilty. I'm sorry. It was not my intention to make you remember it. I said, slightly remorseful. No doubt to be accused of witchcraft must have been a horrible experience. Ashley closes her eyes and nods a couple of times.
It's okay. It's not like I can blame your curiosity seeing where you are.
She asked, narrowing her eyes as if she was trying to see inside of my mind. What kind of question is that? No, nothing like that. I answered at the moment. I'm just an ordinary person. I'm ordinary and boring, but she didn't need to know that. It's just that there are stories about witches in this forest. But as you can see, the stories were not very convincing, or else I wouldn't be here. I explained, trying to remove any doubts that Ashley may have. Again, she closes her eyes and nods.
I understand.
She pauses and looks at me in the eyes.
It's because of those stupid myths that stupid humans come into this forest just like you.
She then said, looking at me with rejection. Wait, what? What are you trying to say? We are to blame? I replied, feeling offended. Ashley suddenly looked at me disgusted.
Are you an idiot? Yes. If you hadn't come, my existence would be nice and peaceful. Instead of this chaos that is every year,
she said, saying with a sign of frustration. But you're the one who causes all of this. I was quick to respond. I don't even bother to hide my anger. I can't believe what she says. How ignorant can she be? Ashley opens her eyes wide, surprised. Then she looks at me with annoyance, with her red eyes.
do you not understand, stupid human?
Definitely, I don't like this girl.
I'm not the only I'm only trying to protect you.
Her words take me by surprise. Huh? I exclaimed incredulously. You attacked me and attacked my friends only to protect us?
Yes.
She simply replied at the same time she nods, filled with pride and confidence. Okay, that's it. I'm getting out of here. I can't believe how ignorant and self-centered this girl is. After everything she did to me and my friends, I can't stand her any longer.
Wait!
It only taken a few steps when I heard her calling me. She sounded really worried.
You don't understand the real danger you're in here.
I stopped in my tracks as soon as I heard her. Real danger? I whispered, feeling some doubts. Suddenly, I shivered. It doesn't look like she's lying.
Yes, I try to chase them away using illusions. Other times, I hit them with my powers. And, as a last resort, I scare them directly, as if it was in your case.
Ashley confessed, blushing a little as if she felt embarrassed and why do you do that? I asked, confused. Something isn't right here. Ashley stares at me with her red eyes.
If they continue with their curiosity, they will meet an evil entity that will take their lives.
What you say doesn't sound very convincing. I immediately interrupted. The only evil entity here is you. Ashley shakes her head in denial.
You are wrong. I am the good one.
Then she said, looking into my eyes with a pure inconstant in hers. Ha 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 ha. I could only laugh at the comment if it had to be a joke. After doing all this, you say you're the good one?
Don't laugh! I'm trying to protect you!
Replies Ashley, furious while waving her arms. She then crosses her arms and gives me an unpleasant look. Do you expect me to believe that? I replied. What she said made no sense, but somehow she seemed oddly confident it was the truth. She was surely a bit wrong in the head.
But it's true. You have to believe me.
This time, she sounds really worried about me. I actually feel a little sorry for her. Ashley then stays silent, looking at me with puppy eyes. However, she soon recovers her pound attitude.
If you want, hold my hand. I won't harm you.
She suddenly says. I look carefully at her. She has a very ignorant face, as if she was great honor to be able to touch her. You won't do anything strange, I asked distrustful. But after seeing her again, I didn't think she was lying. Ashley nods full of confidence.
I promise you.
I stare at her for a few seconds, making sure this isn't a trap. Okay, but why do you want me to hold your hand? I asked at the same time I extended my hand. Ashley opens her eyes, surprised after hearing my question. Then she stares at me with annoyance.
Are you stupid? Obviously, to guide you out of the forest.
She said, just as she takes my hand in one quick move. I then find myself being dragged by this strange girl. But this is the opposite way from where the minute voice comes. I said, looking back for a second. I felt really curious about who she was.
You ignore that voice. it charms men to make them her victims. Think of it as a siren.
Ashley explained in a bad mood, with her eyes always looking to the front. It seemed she didn't get along well with whoever person or entity it was. Wouldn't you be the one who collects souls of fools? I asked without thinking. I seriously need more experience when dealing with a girl. If only I were more popular. Ashley stopped suddenly. Then she turns at me, showing me a furious face.
You idiot! I've already said I'm the good one.
Then she looked at me closely with her curious eyes. I already said it hit me in the head. For a moment I thought she was gonna hit me in the head. What? But unfortunately, she stopped before doing so. Or biting me again. Okay, I said. I meekly replied, as if I were a scolded child. But if you eat me, I will make sure to give you the worst indication in your life.
You idiot, I don't eat humans.
Replied Ashley, ending with an ignorant snort. 3:11 a.m. Several minutes have passed since I started to walk hand in hand with Ashley. At the beginning, I did not trust her at all, but the more time passed, the easier it was to believe her. I hadn't noticed before how comfortable her hand is, soft and pleasant to touch. I blush, just thinking about it. Even if she is a witch, she's a girl too, right? Then I sighed. Come here, Ixil. Composure. With every step, the curse of the force seemed to weaken. The atmosphere was less oppressive every minute until finally I was able to forget about the unpleasant feeling. Before I noticed, the darkness had returned to normal, feeling only empty. The rotten smell also had disappeared without a trace. Now, I could really say I was in common and extraordinary forest, even boring. But I could not be more grateful for that. Just a little more to get out. So let's keep moving. Then I set my sight on the back of Ashley, watching her walk in silence. She was completely focused on the simple thing. If you're the witch from the legend, why are you helping me? I suddenly asked, not thinking twice before it. I really interpreted that. Ashley stops and turns, looking at me with an angry face.
Oh my god. You're an idiot. Do you really think that all witches are evil?
She was right. The general image of witches is not good, but it's not as if its stereotype were truthful. Then she closes her eyes, making an annoyed face.
It's true that I had supernatural powers, but I never used them to do any harm.
As she lowers her sight and pauses, suddenly she looks sad.
The only sin was to be born in time of the witch hunts. That's why I was condemned.
That explains it well. I feel that I can trust she's good. But there is still one more question. And how do you end up becoming a cat? Ashley immediately blushes. She was so embarrassed that it was almost adorable almost.
Well, before my execution, there was a cat watching in the distance, so I decided to transfer my soul to it.
She explained, avoiding looking into my eyes.
Of course, we not share the body we have like a deal. The cat will be happy as long as there's something to eat and a place to sleep. I try to provide her with all those needs, and in return, she lets me stay in her body.
And she talks her, as she talks, her is blushing shyly. I see. I think it's a fair deal, I replied with a sincere smile. The truth is that I found it a little funny. It turns out that she is both a girl and a cat that answers some questions. Ashley closes her eyes and nods a couple of times. When she wants to, she can be very cute. Too bad that happens so rarely. Not saying more, Ashley continues walking to the exit. This time I say in silence, all that remains for me is to escape from this place. 3:15 a.m.
Well, here we are.
As she said, just a few minutes after we talked. She isn't lying. I can see the end of the forest in the distance. I had to contain my desire to scream with joy at that moment.
There must be 2 other humans close here, your friends. Go with them and return home. I hope that nobody else comes tonight.
As she said, giving me a stubble farewell. But strugglingly, she does not let go of my hand. She looks deep into my eyes. Amazed, I notice the gentleness that reflects on them.
Can you make a promise?
She suddenly said, with an honest voice. It was no joke. What is it? I asked, full of curiosity. I don't know what I could do for a witch, but after helping me to escape, I think she deserves me to hear her request.
End this legend.
She then murmured with the air of sadness. I can't understand why she asked for something like this.
I want you to help me to keep people away. The legend only attracts more people, as in your case. I need to kill it, replacing the supernatural danger with a human danger.
A human danger? So you want to scare them with an ordinary danger, as thieves or ferocious animals. 1 second, but there's a logic in what you asked. If we remove the element of magic, only leave the danger, then exploring the forest, it's not worth the risk. Ashley nods, and then looks into my eyes blushing.
Yes, exactly.
She said, please. Okay, I'll do it. You can rely on me. I responded with determination. I wanted her to know how serious I was, as if I was not a promise. I would forget as soon as I got out of the forest.
Thank you.
Then she closes her eyes momentarily and inflates her chest with pride.
You aren't as stupid as I thought.
I should have expected something like that. Hey, I told you not to talk ill of someone when they're right in front of you. I complained angrily. This cat, I mean this girl, something will never change. After seeing my reaction, Ashley can't help but laugh.
I'm sorry.
It's the first time I have seen her so happy. That made me blush. Ashley looked at me unexpectedly adorable at that moment. My heart was nervously beating, as if I was with a normal girl. Suddenly, she stares at me and gets so close her face is less than an inch from mine. Again, she demonstrates not knowing the personal space is, but this time, I know whether to be angry or thankful. Having her so close, a beautiful girl, makes me very nervous.
This is farewell.
She suddenly said. She then brings me her lips to my cheek and gives me a tender kiss. Everything becomes white at that moment. Everything loses its color. Everything. It's gone. Everything. Everything. 3:18 a.m. I'm outside of the forest. I have no idea how I made it here, but this is no illusion. I am bewildered, as if I've been sleepwalking.
Aso! Aso!
Suddenly, I hear someone calling my name. But it's not any strange voice. It's the voices of my friends who are looking for me. Hey, over here! I shout without a second of hesitation, with a bit of cluelessness because of my confusion. Soon they found me and impatiently run towards me.
Where were you? Where are you? The warrior that was killing us.
Steven said with a face that I don't remember having ever seen before. Before answering, I rubbed my forehead. Within the forest, I couldn't find the exits. Alfred was about to say something, but before that, I interrupted him. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I was just lost. The important thing is that we're all safe.
Yes, you're right.
Hey, don't you feel that we've forgotten something?
Alfred murmured. At the same time, he lowers his sight perspective. Suddenly, a blurry image appears in my mind. If white and bright, but I can't remember more. However, the weak memory awakes a strange feeling of nausea in me, it was as if I had lost something, but what could it be? Anyway, we should go home. This has gone too far for a test of courage. I said with no intention of spending one more minute in this forest. They both agree with me. With nothing else to say, we only return home. By the way, guys, we should write on the page not to go to the forest. Forget about the witches. Somebody might get lost there, as it happened to me. It was a miracle that I came out alive, with all the beasts lurking around. Before knowing it, my lips move. What did I just say? I have no idea, but something inside me inspired me to do so. To be honest, I have no memory of a beast I speak of. All I remember is that it was red eyes and white fur, but nothing more. When I remember something, I think it was a promise I made to... Wait, to whom? Had I made a promise? I think it for a moment in silence, but in the end, I can't remember a thing. No matter, all I know is that I get out and I'll never come back here again. Okay. Okay. That was very interesting. This game has actually really caught my attention. But if you guys want me to go ahead and do the other side of the story, because there's two sides of the story, I'll be glad to go back in and change it up. Or I can go ahead and do something very project-y like, to where just like Markiplier did, a date with me, I can set up choices to where you guys can make your own story and go each way you guys want. Either way, I will make that decision up to you guys. But hopefully, I would really like to go to the other side of the story. So please make sure you leave a like down below and make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. This is one of the unique videos I have posted. I would like to do more like these, so where you guys just sit down and watch me mess up a whole bunch of words that I can't read because I'm an idiot. But other than that, guys, I'll see you guys all next time. Peace out.
Creatures lie here, running through the winter. How shall I feel? Creatures lie here, running through the winter.